everybody. John Laskowski and Ted Kitchell. Great excitement in the air tonight. The crowd and the fans know the season is just a short time away. One more warm-up and get the athletes in action.
Athletes in action, an excellent team. I think Coach really looks forward to playing them. They'll play much more of a U.S.-style type basketball. They bring some great athletes, and they know what the Indiana tradition's all about. They really look forward to playing Indiana.
Let's look now at the Cocoline fueling factors.
For Indiana, Ron Wilkerson and Neil Reed. They've started the last couple games. Richard Mandeville is new. He's taking Todd Lindemann's spot inside. Mandeville's been playing very, very strong in practice. A good screener for Indiana, can hit the jump shot. Brian Evans, obviously everybody familiar with him. And Andre Patterson, I know they're looking for a little bit more from him tonight. Athletes in action, Gerald Harmon, Uzinski, Lewis, Heidelbrecht, and Highmark. Scott Highmark is from St. Louis. He's their leading scorer at 6'5". He averages 16 points a game, and he will take that three-pointer if given the opportunity.
Coach Bob Knight enters his 25th year at Indiana. He's 5th among all active coaches in wins, and of course only one behind Norm Stewart from Missouri, and that's because Missouri Tigers beat Indiana last year in the tournament. And those are the Papa John's starting lineups. It's game time, and Papa John's Pizza is the perfect call. Papa John's Pizza, better ingredients and better pizza. And we'll be back with back in the 50s. He and Coach Knight, very good friends, a 4th year that the AI team has been here. His coach gives him a nice pat on the back. It's great to see Sharm here. I was able to go in the locker room with the team as they did their team prayer before the game, and try to do that every year. It's a wonderful group of men that he has here for a great cause. It's good to see Sharm again. The last meeting you'll remember between these two teams last year, Indiana pulled it out by 1 point as Brian Evans was the leading scorer with 19 points. Rod Foster hurt today, so he won't be in action. But Indiana got a real scare last year. I tell you, Ted, I really like the look of Evans and Patterson at forwards. As this season progresses, I really see those two guys becoming a dominant forward tandem in the Big Ten.
They're obviously going to be a very, very strong tandem. I think that the coaches are really looking for Andre Patterson to step up and do more. They were very excited about some of the things he had done in practice, and so far he's not really stepped up in a game, and I know they're looking for it here tonight.
J.D. Collins, Steve Welmer, and Jerry Petro are Big Ten officials, and there's big Steve Welmer ready to tip that ball off. And we're underway. Athletes in action with the tip and first possession.
Athletes in action, not as big a team as Indiana or as big as the Russian team Indiana played, but a team that will use its quickness and try to take the three-pointer whenever available.
12 is Gerald Harmon. 51 is Heidelbrecht inside to 23. That's Highmark, and he gets that shot blocked. He's their leading scorer, 23. Neil Reed and Sharon at the guards. Good pick that time as Evans came around. Patterson screen.
A good screen and a good cut, and that's what Coach Knight's looking for. He was upset the other night when Evans came out and did nothing but shoot three-pointers. Great drive to the basket by Scott Highmark.
He was down the floor quickly. They beat Indiana's defense to tie the score. Evans on a reverse layup draws a foul. And that's on Uzinski.
Coach Knight not very happy the other night with the start of the game. Evans came out and took two or three three-pointers, even though he hit a couple of them. Coach wants him to get involved in the offense and wants the three-pointer to come next. He likes the screening. He likes the cutting. Indiana doing a good job on the first series down the floor.
Well, Ted, if you're a guy like Evans and you're supposed to be the leader of this team, you know you're not a vocal player. First, second, third time down the floor, you got to take that ball, you got to score a point, and at least drive to the hoop like he did here, gets a couple free throws. That's how a guy like that can lead. Huh?
Really gets the team off to a good start. Each and every time down, they're going to set some good screens and get some good cuts and really get Indiana into the type of offense Coach Knight wants to see him run. You can see the athletes in action bringing Mandeville all the way out on the floor, want to get that big man away from the basket so they can cut down the middle and use some room inside.
Good hands by Reed. Here's Wilkerson 1-on-2. He looks for help. Takes it all the way in and misses. Patterson mistimed that leap, and it's all the way down the floor. As the athletes in action had numbers, Brian Evans kept that ball. Tipped it out of bounds and prevented it for an easy score.
Wilkerson got to go to the basket better or stronger. He did a nice job of going to the basket. He kind of let up. I think he thought he was going to get fouled, but I think you have to go to the basket with that feeling all the time. The guy's always going to hack you, and you've got to lay it up there and get it in the basket.
Heidelbrecht dishes off.
Highmark, number 23, is their leading scorer, and he is looking to take that three whenever available. Good passing inside by
Emory Lewis, their big center, number 52, his second year. He's 6'10", 240. so he'll be the biggest guy out there guarding Mandeville.
One thing Coach Dockage talked about was getting down the floor and not getting in their offense as quickly as they wanted to tonight. They're much quicker getting down the floor and getting into a set.
Evans comes off another screen, just off on that shot.
But it's nice to see Indiana coming off screens and getting some jump shots. They had not been getting that even last year. Not a very good screen or cutting type team.
Outside shot by Arman, misses. Indiana boards. Wilkerson and Reed leading the team offensively in the backcourt.
Patterson's got to go down the lane right there. He's standing out there waiting for the ball. If you don't get the ball right away, then you've got to go on down the lane. Tough shot right there by Neil Reed. Off balance.
Mandeville came up with it.
The problem when you get up in the air, there's nothing to do with it. So when in doubt, you fire it. Coach Knight wants you to stay on your feet until you find out exactly what you want to do before you leave your feet.
Haris Mujezinovic. We've got the last name down, and we're going to go with it as Mandeville comes out. But Haris replaces Mandeville on the inside. Did a nice job his first time out last Friday night. Here's Jarman.
Mujezinovic really brings a great aggressiveness to this Indiana offense and defense. He plays very, very hard. The thing he has to watch out for is getting in foul trouble. Did a nice job of coming over and helping right there. He really loves to play the game, and he plays very, very hard.
Good double team there, creates that turnover. Second now on the athletes. A little full court pressure now. Sharon takes it out. Haris comes up to help, but easily gets it into Reed.
Indiana starts out in a very nice spread in their offense. You want to continue after a couple cuts. You still want that spread in the offense. That way you can get the ball into the middle and there's some room for guys to drive or shoot the jump shot.
Evans inside, turns, tries to pass to Patterson. It's knocked away. Turnover, Indiana.
He's a great passer, but when you get that shot inside, you're 6'8", you've got the man posted. You got to go up with it. Always a chance you'll make the shot or you'll go to the free throw line.
Jarman a mismatch as he gets around Evans easily, and that gets Heidebrook a shot.
Athletes in action do a nice job here of using their quickness and a very, very good passing team once they get the ball inside. You can see a nice drive right here. Evans gets out of position. We got people coming over to help. He loses the ball, which is good, and able to go up and put it in for the three-point play. He lost the ball, but that was good for him because Patterson left his feet. It was just like a shot fake, and because of it, he got the three-point play.
Heidebrook's third year now with athletes in action. He gets it, and Indiana trails now by 3. Still looking for that offense, although the shots have been pretty good. They just haven't dropped.
They started the game up. Evans has got to take that ball up right there.
He does. Just misses on the turning jump shot. And rebound to the athletes.
I'd like to see him use the glass when he's got that type of angle.
Boy, Yazinski didn't wait long as he pulled up for a 3 on the break. It's 10-4. Indiana trails by 6.
This is when Indiana needs to use their composure, take their time. Right there, Mujezinovic needs to take the ball up. When he gets that guy off his feet, you got to lean into him and get the ball up on the board. Usually Haris does a nice job of getting the ball up on the glass. That time didn't get it up there. Won't have the chance for a three-point play.
15:59 left first half. It's 10-4. Indiana trails it by 6. We'll be back. 8 points in a row to take that 10-4 lead. The lead now trimmed to 4. Good play by Reed.
Nice job of Indiana staying out of the lane, gave Reed an opportunity to cut down the lane, and Brian Evans, as we've mentioned before, an excellent passer. If you get open, he'll find you.
Oh, good soft shot that time by Emory Lewis. He gets his second basket off the glass. It's now 12-6 as Indiana off to a slow start offensively. We talked about that before, Ted. This is a team that's got to do better offensively this year. Haris with a drive as he gets right around big Emory Lewis. I like Haris at times can be a little mechanical, but I tell you, it works, and he's so strong that he goes up and gets that shot away.
Well, he's got wonderful skills and a wonderful feel inside, even though he doesn't always look like the pretty Grant Hill type move or Michael Jordan type move. He gets it done inside. He knows what he's trying to do. He uses ball fakes very, very well, and he always uses his body. He knows where the basket is, and he sets himself up very, very strong.
Mike Sterner checks in for athletes in action, and that's the 4th foul now I'm sorry, 4 points that Emory Lewis had as he comes out of the game. So Indiana a chance to cut down on that lead now. Evans goes up with a layup and good. Again, aggressive move by Bryant.
Evans, not a real quick player, but he's quick enough to get the baseline right there. Does a nice job again of using his body. Very, very smart play by Brian Evans.
He's got 6 of Indiana's 10 points. So he's been leading him from the offensive end here early. Mujezinovic again, open baseline. Off. Reed tries to slap it away, and a traveling violation as Sterner got the rebound, but had to move his feet. He's 6'10", 250 out of U.S. International. Good look at Mike. Indiana has it.
Having some problems defensively containing their guard play, and because of it, they're getting a lot of penetration, and then they're dishing off. And that's one thing I know Coach Knight, he wants to have better feel for those guards. He wants them to be able to contain those people when they start driving.
Foul on Jarman on the drive. So Reed, a little better job of trying to create some offense in tonight's game. Here's a pick, double pick, in fact, for Wilkerson.
AIA continues to stay in the man-to-man, even on an out-of-bounds play. A lot of times teams will slip into a zone defense. That's off the athletes in action. That'll go to Indiana. A lot of times on an out-of-bounds play, they will slip into a zone defense, but their athletes in action stayed in their man-to-man.
Easier to get that easy basket against the man-to-man on the out-of-bounds play. Indiana simply brings it out top this time.
You can see there's not a lot of room in there. Indiana needs to spread it out. Go down and screen. There you go. Inside.
Harris posts up. Layup is good.
Again, excellent job of posting up, using his body inside. Indiana hasn't had a guy inside that uses his body as well as Mujezinovic for quite some time.
Good screen that time, leaves Mujezinovic open.
Good pressure by Evans out on the shooter.
Manuel got the board, but it got stripped away. Heidebrecht took it away.
Coach will not be happy about that. You're 7 foot tall, you get the rebound, and you let a 6-footer take it away from you.
Oh, good move inside. Tough shot, though. Sterner missed it, and a foul. That's going to go against the athletes.
Problem Indiana's having on the board right now is the problem they have a lot of times. They turn and go for the ball rather than turning, blocking your man out, then going for the ball. And I know that's something that they've worked on in practice numerous times. You can see good pressure here on the shooter. Mandeville goes up, gets the ball. You got to have strong hands, and you got to hold on to that ball. I mean, once you get it, because people are going to be coming around swiping at it all the time.
In fact, he brought that ball right down into the Harris's hands, and it enabled athletes to steal that away. A whole new platoon now for Indiana. As you see Lindemann get the feed inside. Lindemann, Robbie Eggers, Chris Rolls, Lou Moore, and Charlie Miller now in the game. Similar to what we saw last Friday against the Russian team. First time we've looked at these 5 players tonight. So Coach went almost 7 minutes with that first unit. Miller comes off the out-of-bounds screen, but can't get the shot.
This team going to be looking to get Charlie Miller open. He's got to be looking to score. He has to realize he's the guy that's in there to score. He's got to work. He's got to use the screens and come off with them sharp cuts and get himself open.
So he would really take up Evans' role from that other unit that was in here.
Exactly. He's going to come in there. Although the other unit has a lot more guys that can score points. Indiana got to grab that ball right there.
And they do, although they were backpedaling at times until they came up with it. Give and go to Miller, a double team though.
Somebody's got to be open.
And it is Robbie Eggers. Passes up on that shot. Lou Moore, there's a flare screen by Lindemann, got Lou Moore open for the shot.
Well, the best thing you like about that play is, yeah, he hits the shot, that's great, but at least he's looking for the shot. So many times Indiana guys come off screens, they catch, look, and then shoot. You need to come off that screen. You have to realize when you're open and be ready to take the shot when you do come off the screen.
Knowing that if it's a good shot, Ted, even if you miss it, if it was a good shot, that's okay. You're going to miss half of them, 50%.
I even missed a few once in a while.
But we're never afraid to take the shot. I mean, these kids haven't got to that point.
Never was I afraid to take it, although I'm sure Coach Knight many times wishes I hadn't have taken them. But I think that they need to get that mentality almost, you know, you have to be a little greedy out there. You have to want to score once in a while. That's what I like to see from Charlie Miller. He's got to use his athletic ability. He has to realize how important he is to this team, how important he can become for this team, and doing things like he just did right there.
David Daniels in the lineup, number 15 there, bringing it up. And Indiana's had some players, Ted, who have been able to create their own shot. You know, the Mike Woodson, the Scott Mays, Isaiah Thomases, and Charlie Miller seems to be that type of player. He can start to create his own shot as he did there.
Yeah, where some guys, you know, you had to use 3 or 4 guys to help you get open. Charlie Miller, as Lindemann makes a wonderful block right there. Charlie Miller's a guy that has to use his athletic skills and take advantage of those himself.
Lindemann posted up but didn't take the shot, and then Lou Moore makes a cut, and Rawls throws it out of bounds.
Coach won't be happy about that. You get a turnover and you come right back down and give it back.
Indiana's now got the lead, up 16-12, 11:01 left. First half. We'll be back after these messages.
Got it. Does a nice job of reading the screen. It's a good screen. Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Is it what, 12 to 2, right? 12 to 2 run? 10 to 2?
Okay, are you doing the card
Is it 10
first?
to 4?
Okay.
10 to 4. Yeah. Give me a new stat man here. It was 10 to 4. So it's 12 to 2 run, huh? Okay, gotcha.
They're going to use 12-2.
Okay. Tonight's Indiana game is copyrighted telecast of Creative Sports Incorporated. Any use, rebroadcast, or the transmission of any or all of this game without express written consent of Created Sports is prohibited.
Take a look here. Nice read right here by Lou Moore. First-year player, but wonderful read right there. A lot of times it's not the screen, it's not the cut, but you got to read that defensive player, and you got to go where he doesn't go.
Athletes in action has missed their last 5 shots. It's enabled Indiana a 12 to 2 run over the last 5 minutes, and they've got that 4-point lead. Robbie Eggers with a heads-up play there gives Indiana the ball. Here's a hook by Lindemann, but they said he traveled. 4th turnover by Indiana. But at least he got it and made the move. We got to work on the footwork.
Exactly.
Though.
Most importantly, there he's looking to shoot the basketball. He gets the ball in a good position, rolls to the basket. I don't know how you call a travel on that. He must have shuffled his feet before he took off.
Much better shooting in tonight's game than last Friday.
Indiana putting a lot of pressure. You can see Highmark wanting to take that type of shot.
3 on 2. Let's see what Rolls does with it. He went a little too far in the lane, made it easier to guard, and then a wild pass on the turnover. Stop at that free throw line and see what's available.
That's where Indiana has got to take that ball to the basket. That's where I'd like to see Charlie Miller give it up, go down inside, get the ball. Rather they've got the advantage right there. They need to continue to take that ball to the basket.
Daniels dribbles in the lane. Again, a long shot by Highmark is off. And we're halfway through.
Got to get it to Lindemann right there.
First half action. Now the left-handed hook. No travel that time in the basket for Todd Lindemann.
Athletes in action don't have anybody near his size or strength inside. When he really spreads himself out in there, it just makes it very, very difficult to try to guard him when he gets himself that well set down inside.
Oh, great hands by Rolls. Comes away with it. Behind the back pass. And Robbie Eggers finishes it. Terrific play.
All set up by great defense by Chris Rawls at the half-court line. Did an excellent job. Knocked the ball away, dove on it, and able to get it to Robbie Eggers hustling down the floor.
And brought this crowd to its feet. He might have got a call there on a push as he fell down. Boy, good hustle again defensively by this Indiana unit. Lindemann does not block the shot, but enables enough pressure for it to miss. And the rebound to Miller. The crowd likes the intensity that this unit is playing with. And they've surged into an 8-point lead now for Indiana.
Charlie Miller needs to realize he's got a much smaller player on him. He needs to take that guy down inside, post him up, and get the ball.
And there he goes. He's got him on the block. Let's see. And now a screen comes by Eggers. Lindemann open inside. Turning jump shot is good.
Todd Lindemann has a feel. He's kind of a streaky type player. He gets a good feel for the game. Nice job of coming off the screen right there, turning and shooting. He gets in trouble when he starts hesitating.
Good move inside that time, and strong. Dale Turnquist, 6'10", 240, from Bethel College up near the South Bend area, scores that basket. Cuts the lead to 8.
You know, right here, Charlie Miller needs to get the ball. You got to get the ball to him. He's got to tell Rob Eggers to back out there. He's got to go back down in on the block, and he's got to give him the ball. Rob Eggers, not enough room between he and the guy on the block right there.
Lindemann a little out of position when he received the ball, so he threw it back out top, and then reestablishes position inside. Finds Eggers open and gets a good roll and drops that jumper. 24-14, Indiana's biggest lead now at 10 points. So after a sluggish start, the offense has come to life. Daniels pulls up, hits a good jumper there.
Excellent shot right there. Very, very quick jump stop and right up into a jump shot.
Wrong side to pass that ball to. Rolls able to come away with it though. Lou Moore and Lindemann working inside. Here's Todd. Does a good job now. He's not dribbling the ball. He's holding it, trying to see where he can pass to if he doesn't have the move.
Sometimes he catches the ball inside and he's not ready to do anything with it though. Eggers comes off a screen looking for another jump shot, but it's good to see Indiana getting some jump shots coming off screens tonight.
Just over 7 minutes left, first half. And this unit, the second unit that's come in, not necessarily the second team, but second unit that coaches used, jump shot that time. Dale Turnquist hits another jumper. He's got 4. And Indiana's lead down to 6.
Indiana got to do a better job on David Daniels. He's just not that quick. They can't let him get inside and continue to penetrate like he has the last 2 times down the floor.
Charlie Miller gets that knocked away. Indiana leads it now by 6. And we'll be back with more basketball after these messages.
There's pressure on Daniels. You can see he just tips it away. Excellent job of diving after the ball right here. Gets his hands on it. Probably could have called traveling on him. But nice job by Robbie Eggers hustling down the floor for an easy 2, all set up by great defense.
And that was our finish line replay of the game. Indiana's got the ball in now, and Kevin Lemmy, 23, the senior manager in the lineup. He gets the ball to Lou Moore, and Moore takes it right in, and that makes Indiana now 12 of 19 from the field. So an excellent shooting night for the Hoosiers.
Sweet Lou, all back cut right there. Nice back cut. Chris Rawls got to have help inside, but Lou Moore has shown us that he can shoot the jump shot. He read the defense, shot the jump shot. Nice job of driving the baseline last time down using his athletic ability.
Rolls has trouble on the dribble, gets to give it up to Eggers. And we'll see that first unit, first group really, that came back in. They'll be in shortly. Lindemann a turning jumper. And he realizes now he's got the size advantage and he's able to do some things inside.
And he's setting up where he needs to set up. He's not getting too far under the basket or too far away. So when he does catch it, all he has to do is turn it and lay it in. Todd Lindemann, an excellent 5 minutes while he was in there.
And this unit gets a big hand as they go to the bench. They've increased this lead now to 8 points, a well-deserved rest. And Evans, Reed, Patterson, Mandeville, and Sharon Wilkerson now in the lineup for Indiana. And that pass is going to go out of bounds. Indiana's going to get it on the turnover.
Kind of an unforced error there by the athletes in action. Not the cause of any defensive pressure. They just kind of threw it through his hands. 7
turnovers now. This team played at Florida State last night and were defeated by 25 points. They got into Bloomington about 6 this morning. They have beaten one Division I team, though, Ted. That's LSU, coached by Dale Brown.
Exactly. The great coaching came through once again.
Mandeville has a tip that just goes awry.
It's good to see Indiana getting their hands on offensive boards. We spoke about the other night against the Russians. They were very aggressive. Good to see them doing that again here tonight.
Pretty good rebounding. That time Patterson comes away with it. Sharon brings it in.
Patterson's got to take that shot. He's an excellent shooter. He's got to realize that, and he's got to start taking those shots.
He heard you. As he gets the ball at the free throw line, he puts it right up.
Well, the one thing that they have talked about is Patterson can step out and is available to shoot the three-pointer. Coach Knight has given him the green light right there when nobody's guarding you. Even though you haven't taken 4 passes, I think Coach Knight would want you to step up and take that shot.
And it's Patterson steps in with a near steal.
Wonderful quickness for a man of his size at 6'9". That's a throw. Good defense by Indiana.
Mandeville, the easy board. So Indiana's looked very good here the first 16 minutes of this game. Wilkerson on the drive draws the foul.
Good explosion there by Wilkerson getting to the basket.
Let's talk about the concept there of why outside shooting is important, and the fact that once you start hitting that outside shot, now that opens up your inside game, and as they clog that, you just kind of go back and forth depending on what the defense will let you do. The problem being Indiana's not shot well this last year.
Plus, it sounds so good when it goes through the basket, that whoosh, you know, when you shoot it from way out there. But as you mentioned, the most important thing is Indiana has some good players inside as far as posting. They can score inside. Teams are going to lay off of you. They're going to play zones. They're going to really back off of you. Unless you show them you can shoot the outside jump shot. Tonight, Indiana's come out. They've done a nice job of screening, cutting, getting themselves open, and they've established the outside game. And because of it, Todd Lindemann's got 3 or 4 easy inside shots.
12-point lead now by Indiana. And a whistle away from the ball. Sharon's going to pick up a foul. He tried to fight around a pick. Only Indiana's 3rd team foul.
This time of year, you're going to see some hand checking out there. You're used to, in practice, using your hands to play defense a lot more than your feet this time of year, but kind of a picky foul right there on Sharon.
Mujezinovic back in the lineup. Evans comes out. So Indiana with both Mandeville and Harris in the ball game near steal. It'll be interesting to see what coach does. He's got 3 big men now with Mandeville, Lindemann, and Mujezinovic.
Patterson will obviously become the guy that is looking to score, and then you got 2 guys looking to screen and then post, step out.
Near steal by Wilkerson. Good help on the inside. Reed hits the deck. And a charge as Reed got good position. And Mark Pack picks up that foul.
Neil Reed, coach's kid, he's very crafty inside. He knows as soon as a guy gets off his feet, look to slide over and take that charge, especially when you're on your home turf. You're going to get that call a lot more at home than you are on the road. Take a look at it. You can see you don't want to leave your feet. He leaves his feet. Neil jumps over. Neil not in very good position right there. As I mentioned, that's when you get it home. Probably won't get that one much on the road.
Good form on that free throw. Reed's been working on his shooting. It seemed in practice, Ted, that he seemed to be more of a set shooter when he got that 3-point, and Coach Felling worked on jumping and getting that lift from the legs. I mean, that's one reason Michael Jordan's such a good shooter. He's a good leaper, and that makes the shot a little easier. They've been working on that with Reed. Timeout. Indiana leads it now by 14. Just under 4 minutes left first half. We'll be back after these messages.
See? He has enough room. All he has to do is catch, drop step, lean up there. Nice little 5-6 footer. He's going to hit that one about 60–70% of the time. That's the shot that Coach Knight wants Todd Lindemann taking.
6 points now for Todd as he rests on the Indiana bench.
Position being so important, no matter if you're on offense or defense. If you're in the right position, most of the time you're going to win.
Big rebounding edge for Indiana. Open shot is missed that time by Jarman. Wilkerson comes out. And a kick. Reset the 35-second clock and give Indiana the ball.
Getting back to your point as far as Neil Reed shooting, he was an excellent shooter in high school. I think it comes down to just confidence. He's lost a little bit of confidence. So as soon as he starts getting his confidence back, I think the jump shot will come back with it.
Wilkerson inside, misses it. Haris Mujezinovic is there for the tip. 6 points for Harris. Defense, good pressure at each point, and that will lead to turnovers. Neil Reed going all the way. A block that time by Heidebrick, but he also drew the foul. Reed didn't hesitate that time, just went right in.
Exactly what, at least that's what I like to see. I would think Coach Knight probably likes that as far as nice job of stepping out in the passing lane. Mandeville needs to bust up here and make it a 2-on-1, but Reed does a nice job. He's going to challenge the guy. See, he uses his arm a little bit to wave him off there. But in college, you're usually going to get that call. You got to take it up strong. Like to get the ball on the glass, have the opportunity at the three-point play.
2 on Heidebrecht. Good look at Neil Reed, sophomore.
One thing Indiana obviously needs to improve on is their free throw shooting, as we mentioned in the pregame show tonight. Only shot 66% from the line, the lowest percentage ever for a Coach Knight team. Only 1 of 3 in the last 10 years that have shot under 70%. So a team that likes to get to the free throw line, but you got to hit them once you get up there.
Harris on the Andre Patterson on the deflection there. And athletes in action retain possession.
The great thing about Andre Patterson is he can play inside against the 6'10", 7-footer with his size, and yet he can go out and guard the 6'4", 6'5" guy because he's got the tremendous quickness, long arms. Just a tremendous player with a wonderful skills for Indiana.
Muzinski dishes off. Boy, Indiana's done a nice job at helping recovery, prevent guys from coming to the lane, but then recovering in time to put good pressure on the shot. That time, Muzinski misses, block out missed. And athletes knock it out, so Indiana has possession.
Neil Reed on that shot, even though it's not his man, he's got to release himself down to the free throw line, and anything that bounces out that far, then he gets that rebound. That time he didn't position himself correctly, and the athletes in action got that rebound.
Brian Evans checks in for Indiana. Tough angle on that pass.
Bad passing angle. He needs to take at least 1 more dribble, maybe 2, and then he's got a good passing angle to make the pass.
Turnover by Indiana. Drive that time is a travel as Gerald Jarman had to take an extra step there to get around the double team.
Substitution, athletes in action. Number 15, David Daniels.
9 turnovers now for athletes in action as Jarman comes out. Daniels replaces him. Coach Bob Knight pondering his next move. Inbounds pass nearly stolen.
Well, Neil Reed, he bounced it off of Daniels' back is what he did. And he almost got caught, but the kid doesn't lack any confidence.
Harris in the lane. Evans. Good cut by Sharon. Layup is off. Harris boards. And the athletes come away with it, but Harris is going to pick up a foul on a reach.
Dumb foul right there, and those are the ones he's going to have to get away with because during the game, there's going to be 3 or 4 good ones that he does get when he pounds some guy. You're going to see great cut right there by Sharon Wilkerson. Now watch Indiana pound the boards. Mujezinovic does a nice job, and then he just grabs the guy. You've missed the shot. You need to pick yourself up, go back down the floor, just grab the guy. That's one thing he has got to get away from. He's got to stay away from foul trouble.
Good step out by Harris. Here's Wilkerson 3-on-1. He looks for Evans. Can't finish it.
There he is.
Harris is right there. He got it. He's got a sense for that ball, and he hustles down the floor. 8 points now. Second game in a row. Harris has shown us some good things.
Indiana had a 3-on-1 break. A lot of 6'9", 260-pound guys wouldn't have even made the effort to run down the floor. Mujezinovic did a nice job, and he got himself 2 easy points.
Daniels outside. Good rebound that time. Heidebrecht goes over Patterson. Another 3-pointer. This time off by Pack. But Indiana trouble getting the board. Daniels has got it. He's off. And Wilkerson comes away with it. 3-on-2.
Oh, great pass right there.
Harris underneath. Gathers himself. Got too far into the basket and missed that shot.
He's got to take that ball underneath the rim and just reverse it back up. AIA getting very wild, starting to throw up there, and because they're getting some long rebounds, Indiana going to have to do a better job of blocking out. Coach Knight not very happy with the team's block out right now.
And we're in the final 20 seconds first half. Indiana by 19. Shot clock is off. The athletes in action plan to take one last shot. Harris draws a foul inside as he tries to move Emory Lewis out.
That's 2 cheap fouls that he's got now. That's his 3rd foul, and that's again, I'm going to pound on it. That's what he has to stay away from. A little pushing foul, a grabbing foul. I mean, he's going to be pounding people, and he's going to get 2 or 3 fouls that he ought to get. You can't get those cheap ones too.
Harris's 3rd foul. Indiana's only got 4, and now a play on the out of bounds gets an easy basket and a foul on Patterson. 2 big men with 2 fouls. 15 seconds left to go in the half.
Defense is all about communication, using your mouth to talk to people. And right there, two guys did not communicate. One got screened, nobody helped, and because of it, they're going to get a chance for a 3-point play here. His 2nd one of the evening.
I mean, in close games, this will just kill you, giving that other team momentum going into the locker room. Indiana still leads it by 16 in this case. So they bring Highmark back in. Now Indiana has a chance for the last shot. 12 seconds. Sharon calls the play as he brings the ball up the floor.
Obviously like looking for Evans.
They got him.
Oh, excellent shot.
3-pointer is just off. And Athletes gets a shot just at the buzzer off. Indiana leads it at the halftime, 39-23, and we'll be back with our halftime show after these messages.
50%, that's very good for this team. Also playing some good defense, holding the Athletes in action down there at 34%. Getting to the free throw line, continuing to get there, 7 out of 8. Not shooting the 3-pointers. They hold the rebounding edge, and nice job on the turnovers. Guards doing a much better job making good decisions. Only 6 turnovers for Indiana.
And that's the Citizens first half stats. Citizens Insurance Company of America. There's a Citizens independent agent near you. And Indiana's back on the floor to warm up. We'll be back with second half action. 6. Evans got his 6 early, and Neil Reed comes out of a scoring slump with some points. Heidebrecht, their leading rebounder, turns into their leading scorer here. And not much else scoring, only 23. They held the Russians to 22 points. So the first half defense has been right on. Indiana will play Alaska at Anchorage a week from Thursday. That's Thanksgiving night, 10 p.m. at the Sullivan Arena. And our next telecast for Indiana will be against the Fighting Irish. John McLeod brings Notre Dame in here on Tuesday, the 28th.
Better take your long johns to Alaska up there with you, Laz. I hear it's already down to 0.
It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to the trip. We got a nice alumni tour. About 142 people heading up there for Thanksgiving. And let's hope the team fares better than your group did. I'd say. Going after better than that 1 and 2 mark.
Let's hope. For anybody that's not made that trip, it's a lot farther up there than you could ever imagine.
And then when you lose, it's farther coming back, right? Evans is trapped, and Neil Reed passes on that 3-point shot.
Neil Reed needs to move it back out. Excellent job by Lindemann. Getting position inside. Good pass by Brian Evans, putting it away from the defense where there's no way the defense can get a hold of it. Good job.
8 now for Lindemann. One thing Indiana tries to do is score first in each half. They've done that in tonight's game. Rebound by Patterson. Patterson, Reed, Lindemann, Evans, and Wilkerson, the same group that started the game.
That's where Todd Lindemann needs to learn to use his strength. He's so big, he's so strong, but he takes it up hard, and then he shoots the ball the same way. You got to go up strong and then shoot the ball very, very softly. Right there, you can see he just banged it off the board. Excellent pass inside by Andre Patterson. Good talk defensively. You can hear Wilkerson calling out the back screen there to Todd Lindemann. Indiana doing a nice job of communicating defensively and helping one another out. Nice job of help and recovery.
Jarman got open with the shot. Patterson boards. Defensive block down has been very good today. And Reed takes it all the way in. Gutsy little move and draws a foul.
Not one of the quickest guys in the world, but he's very, very heady as far as using the opportunity to get inside. Guy grabs a hold of him and he takes it up so he gets a chance to shoot 2 free throws.
Jarman his 2nd foul. See if you can pick anything up on these free throws, Ted. His form in high school was good. That elbow may be out a little bit there.
Excellent form right there. He got great rotation on the basketball. One thing you really need to key on, I see so many players today when they shoot the basketball, their eyes want to follow the basketball. Right here, it's important to watch his eyes. We didn't get a chance to see it, but good free throw shooters will shoot, and they will keep their eyes on the basket. They will not let their eyes float up and follow the basketball.
Indiana now by 20 points. And let's see, travel inside as Indiana double team. Cause the 11th athletes in action turnover. Daniels will check back in for Jarman.
Good help by Indiana right there. They continue to help one another out. That's the one thing you really like to see. Indiana communicating, talking, and helping one another out on defense. They're putting themselves in excellent position.
Double team, so Reed picks the dribble up, long pass to Evans. Good shot fake and the layup by Bryant.
Good heads-up play by Reed to find the open man. When they went to double team Sharon Wilkerson, Evans stepped out, got the opening, cleared himself. Nice shot fake.
8 now for Evans. He slaps the ball out of bounds that time.
Almost every time down the floor defensively, Indiana getting a fingertip on it. Very alert defensively.
Coach Bob Knight pleased with the performance so far in this game.
Highmark, their leading scorer. They're making it very, very difficult. Wilkerson at 6'5". Excellent block out by Todd Lindemann right there. The ball came all the way to the floor. Patterson able to pick it up. Great block out.
Easiest rebound you can grab as it comes off the floor. That's a good block out. Sharon gets trapped but gets rid of the ball. And Patterson again with a good jumper.
Patterson needs to stay out there, continue to take that shot when it's available. The next time he can shot fake and go right around that guy now that he's established that he can hit that jump shot. Neil Reed got to do a better job of getting up over that screen. That was not that good a screen. Neil Reed just did not get up over the top of it.
Daniels gets that layup.
Brian Evans, nice job of clearing himself and getting out where Andre Patterson, he gave up his post position, let Andre Patterson have it. He cleared himself and got Andre Patterson an easy 2 points. Great play by Brian Evans.
6 now for Patterson. And I can see Patterson being a tough player to guard. He can hit the outside shot, but then he can post up the next time down the floor. Uzinski outside is off.
I think Patterson could be one of the best players Indiana's ever had.
Lindemann, one dribble, goes up with it. And the foul, so a 3-on-2. And forced Todd with one dribble, but he did draw the foul.
You can see the thing Coach Knight's going to talk about here is you got a 7-footer coming down the floor. You see Indiana puts a lot of pressure here. Good rebound. Reed running it up the floor. Now he's got Brian Evans on one side. He's got Lindemann on the other. Coach Knight saying, why do you give it to the 7-footer, making him dribble? If you're going to give it to him, give him one more step, then give it to him so he can catch it and dunk it, rather than making him dribble the basketball.
Good shooting night for Todd as he hits that free throw. His 9th point. Good look at the senior from Channing, Michigan.
He's got excellent touch.
He does for a big man.
Makes those 2 free throws. Indiana's come out here very, very strong here in the second half. You can see he's made a couple of substitutions rather than going with the 5 in and 5 out. He's stuck in Lou Moore here, and he's stuck in Charlie Miller, along with Evans, Lindemann, and Sharon Wilkerson.
Middle lane will open that time as athletes in action able to drive the lane. Turnquist checks back in.
Coach talking to Charlie Miller, talking about communication defensively. You got to talk, you got to help out, you've got to help, and then you've got to get back to your man. There's a lot of things going on in the Indiana defense.
So the guy drove right by you, Charlie, and he's got to cut that lane off. And that offense can dribble right down the middle. It just tears your defense right up.
The teams that give Indiana the most problems year in and year out are teams with really quick point guards. You think of an Illinois who usually has a really quick point guard. Quick teams like that because they penetrate and they dish, and if they've got a couple good shooters, it puts a lot of pressure on the Indiana defense. Great catch by Brian Evans. Good hands, bad shot.
He floated on that shot off balance, but he did come up with his rebound.
Needs to get it out, start it over.
Set it back up. They don't. They go to Wilkerson. The tough pass to Lindemann, and a travel inside as athletes in action clog the middle. 7 turnovers now for Indiana.
A lot of Indiana people inside, a lot of athletes in action in there. It was really clogged up, not a lot of room to move your feet. You can see the guy gets right around, creates problems. In that case, you got to back off, You've got to contain him defensively. That's the thing Coach Knight's talking about. You just can't continue to let people drive around you, put pressure on you on his defense.
2 times in a row they drive the middle. Patterson checks in. This time for Evans.
Randy Whitman, we had him on the other night, was not the quickest guy in the world, but he was a wonderful position player, and he would not let people, even if they were quicker, and most of the time he had to play a quicker man, but he always positioned himself so the guy couldn't penetrate, couldn't get around him, and position is so very important defensively.
Lindemann comes out with 10 points, so a good offensive showing. Mujezinovic back in the game. Now Wilkerson moves his feet well that
much
time.
better right there.
Cuts off the drive. Oh, good shot fake, and Daniels gets the open shot. Patterson comes away with it.
Nice job of pulling it out. Patterson's got to fill this side.
Harris inside is off, but he draws the foul.
Mujezinovic clears him out, puts it up on the board, not able to get it, but I don't know about you people at home, but I just really like to watch the kid play. He plays with a lot of heart inside. Watch him clear out. He gets a good shove right there. The guy just falls down. He gets hacked. That's one I'm sure he'd like to have over. That's one that he's got to get in the basket and have a chance at the three-point play.
He's off on that free throw.
He's a little mechanical on the free throw line. He needs to be a little bit more smooth, kind of shoot the basketball. Kind of rolls it off the fingers, but right there he looks very, very good.
Got that one to go. We've got timeout. Indiana leads at 52-26, and we'll be back after these messages.
Take a look at it. Has been much more active, much better screening tonight. Get the ball down inside. Nice job by Lindemann, feeling the double team, getting it to Wilkerson. Patterson clears himself. That's something that he's got to do. He's the guy that can step out and hit that jump shot. You got to clear yourself, get open, and then stick it in like he did right there.
You see his stats for the day: 6 points, 6 rebounds. Lou Moore checks in. Harris comes over to help and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Excellent help by Mujezinovic. He a lot of times, take a look at the rebounds. Indiana dominating here in the second half, as it shows on the scoreboard.
Charlie Miller outside with a jumper, and that's a three-pointer. First of all, we got to be careful on that pass, as Lou Moore didn't see Daniel sneaking up, but Wilkerson comes up with it.
Sean Wilkerson picks up his dribble sometimes just a little quick. Because of it, he makes long passing angles. Great job by Patterson.
That is a tough play there. He kept that pivot foot down and somehow stretched out to the rim and got the layup. 8 for Patterson.
He's got wonderful skills. He's got wonderful feet inside. It's just a matter of how good he wants to be.
Wilkerson stops. That's a good shot right there. Nobody stopped him. He took the little 12-footer. Interesting lineup for Indiana. It's a small lineup, Harris being the center, and then Charlie Miller and Patterson at the fours. But this is a team that could give some opponents some trouble as well.
Adds a lot of quickness. The team can really get up and down the floor.
Heidebrand
also a much better shooting team.
Give him 9 points now with that three-pointer.
This is a team that it's very important they stay very spread. Make the team guard the entire half court. Again, Patterson clears himself. Wonderful shooter whenever he gets his feet underneath him. Coach Knight yelling at him to play some defense.
Daniels again cuts in the middle and gets an open shot for Heidebrand, his second three-pointer in a row, and that'll kill you. Good offense on one end, but they score 3 quickly at the other.
Well, the problem there, again, I'm not going to say it's Patterson not getting out on his man, even though his man makes the three-pointer. It's the penetration that's killing him, and it's Daniels hits one jump shot in the first half. Other than that, he's not hit a shot. I think it's time to back off of him, make him show me he can hit that jump shot. Can't continue to let him penetrate in there and dish off to wide open people.
Now good pass that time as Wilkerson found Harris inside. He stays with it, reverse, and draws the foul. He had 3 guys around him that time, Ted.
He's got to get that ball in the basket. Nice job. Good shot fake inside. Good second effort. He gets the first shot blocked right here. You're going to see nice job moving in position, knowing where he is on the floor, Right there, he gets hacked, not called, stays after. Now right here, he's got to get this one in there. Even though he gets bumped a little down low, there's no reason he can't get that ball in the basket.
Spun off the board. Robbie Eggers checks in. Chris Rolls checks in. As Patterson and Wilkerson lead, Mandeville wants to come in, and he'll replace Harris.
I know the people at home probably get tired of hearing me harp on the three-point play, but you think back to how many games are decided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and if you get those up and in the basket 2 or 3 times a game, it can really make a big difference. And more than anything, it's just a matter of concentration. So many times after a guy gets hit, he loses his concentration and kind of throws it up there. Guys that continue to keep their concentration finish those shots off.
Harris gets a big hand as he heads to the Indiana bench, and some words from Dan Dockage. There you get a good look at him without the mask.
I think he's become a favorite of the Indiana fans already in only his 3rd game here at Indiana.
24-point lead for the Hoosiers. Shot blocked by Mandeville, and Charlie Miller comes away with it.
Indiana's hands very active defensively all evening.
13 turnovers by athletes in action. Robbie Eggers picks that dribble up. Mandeville back to the basket. Lost his dribble.
He just spread it out here.
Rolls. Here's Lou Moore. Eggers with the shot. Good turnaround there as Robbie hits from the baseline.
Robbie Eggers knowing where he is on the floor. Nice job. Turnaround jump shot right there. That's his, I think that's his 3rd jump shot he's hit tonight.
It is 6 points for Eggers.
Nice to know you have somebody coming off the bench that can hit that jump shot if needed.
Oh, another 3-pointer. That's high mark. And Indiana's been giving up that 3-pointer here in the last 5 minutes.
Kind of what we expected from Highmark, though. He played for Charlie Spooner out at St. Louis, and Charlie likes to have his teams firing that 3 up there whenever the opportunity presents itself.
Lou Moore inside. Good assist that time by Charlie Miller.
Really a good 2-man game. Either guy right there could be the passer or the poster in either case. Nice job.
Oh, good screen there as Rolls goes down.
It's good screen, bad talk. You can see Chris Rawls gets up and looks at one of the Indiana players because somebody's not talking down there, and because of it, he got popped pretty good with a good screen.
Eggers comes away with it. And Miller has it on top. Rolls open, but passes on that shot.
Going to call Daniels for the reach in.
And that will be the 17th foul on athletes in action, so Indiana will be at the line. But not until we take this timeout. 63-38, Indiana leads it, and we'll be back with the free throws after this.
Look at Mandeville. He doesn't call out the screen, and bang! Because of Mandeville has got to call out the screen right there and help his defensive player. Great pass right here. Good positioning, knowing where your defensive player is. You get him on your back. Nice pass by Charlie Miller away from the defense.
Inbounds, Indiana's got it. Just under 12 minutes left now. Tough shot by Charlie Miller is off. And that's Emory Lewis with the board.
It's a nice move by Charlie along the baseline, but he's really he has to explode up off the baseline, get up above those people to shoot that jump shot.
Charlie Miller fronts on the inside. Boy, Rolls comes away with another one.
Robbie Eggers going to get an easy 2.
And a lay-in is good as Rolls did a nice job to keep the defense with him, giving Robbie the layup.
Robbie's gotten 2 easy buckets because of Chris Rolls' defense. He got a dunk in the first half because of it. His Highmark lights it up from deep again.
I mean, if you know a guy likes 3-pointers, Ted, you got to find him and stay with him. And we've had some Big Ten competitors do that against Indiana last year. There's a move to the basket right there.
You can see exploded. He much better right there. He made the same move, but rather than pull up for the jump shot, nobody cut him off. But he really got up off his feet that time rather than just kind of lollygagging up like he did the time before. Nice move right here. He's very, very quick. You can see he gets hacked right here. He's still able to throw it down. A bit like Calvert Chaney.
Yeah, a little bit left-handed like that. And Miller has a chance to make this a 3-point play, but take a 20-second timeout here. Let's see. The referee grabs his shoulder there. That is a 20-second, so Indiana does not sit down on the bench. That'll be another thing we'll look for. They do have the right to make a full timeout after this 20-second horn. So it's just a quick way for a coach to get some words to his team. And that's a first horn. As you see, he holds the one finger up. And now the coach has a chance to decide if he wants to call it. We'll remind you that Indiana was Big Ten champions, actually co-champs with Wisconsin. They're in the NCAA tournament. They're going to play Butler this Sunday at Armstrong Stadium right here in Bloomington. Tickets not only available here at IU, but also up at Butler University in Indianapolis, as Butler is the opponent. So Indiana back in the tournament. They got all the way to the final game last year and lost. Well, let's see what Jerry Yeagley's soccer team can do this year. Charlie Miller hits that free throw, making it a three-point play. Give him 5 for the night.
There's another one. Bingo.
Outside, high mark is off, and again Charlie Miller there for the board.
Indiana better figure out who they got out there. I don't know if Kevin Lemmy had him or not, but nobody guarding high mark, and he's an excellent shooter. Somebody's got to get on him.
And there is Kevin Lemmy in the lineup, number 23. Playmaker on the outside.
Bad pass by Lou Moore.
Eggers, a wild shot is off, but Eggers follows up with the layup.
Robbie Eggers very aggressive, picking up his own rebound. Kind of a bad shot right there. He needed a shot fake, go around that man. That his defensive player understands that he can hit that shot.
Lemmy was able to cut Daniels off, but David did a nice job to get that shot away.
I think I see Daniels licking his chops. He sees a guy in there about his own size. He says, I kind of like this.
Crowd anxious for Lemmy to take a shot. Daniels sneaks up from behind him with a steal, blocked by Charlie Miller. Save on the ball out of bounds. Here comes Lou Moore.
Somebody needs to get in the middle of the floor, get that ball.
Eggers looks at a three.
Got to take it.
Charlie Miller takes it. Way off on
I don't care if he missed it or not. Coach is upset with him because it's one pass, but he's wide open. I think that he's got to look for that shot.
I'll tell you, that's his playing time he's risking, though, not yours, Kitch. And as a sophomore, I think he needs to wait on that. You can see the expression on Coach Knight's face after one pass.
Well, he's wide open. Robbie Eggers was wide open. He passed it up. Charlie Miller comes off. You can see a wonderful block here by Charlie Miller.
Look how high he gets there.
Sometimes the definition of a good shot is one that goes in, and a bad shot is one that doesn't.
Yeah.
I think if that shot goes in, it becomes a very good shot.
And whether a senior's taking it or a sophomore's taking it, that
has a lot to do with it. If Brian Evans was taking it, Coach would not upset anything.
I think you're right there. Mandeville outside is off. Rolls right there on the board. Left-handed off.
Chris Rolls has really done a great job tonight. He's done a nice job offensively, getting in there, rebounding, and defensively, he's really started things for this group.
Lemmy with the foul that time, and Coach Knight hollers out for him to stay on the right hand. When you've got a player who dribbles with the right hand, you stay on that right hand, make him go left. Still think it's just terrific that Kevin is out there, getting a chance to play in that Indiana uniform. Good matchup here as Jarman and Rolls very quick. Match up against each other. Here's Highmark. Oh, Mandeville with good help as he blocks that shot. Cross-court pass. But Lou Moore recovers. I really like the defense Indiana has shown today. Good jump shot that time. Emory Lewis on the baseline. Athletes has had to work for their points, up to 45 now.
No way is Lemmy going to take that without any passes after Coach just getting up and hollering at Charlie Miller about one pass.
Oh, Uzinski all alone inside. Lou Moore tried to get there, but draws the foul.
Very good call by the official. Lou Moore there late. He's leaning. Nice drive by Uzinski. He'll get a chance to shoot 2 free throws.
There you see the next unit ready to come in. That, in fact, except for Lindemann, the unit that started the ball game. And a good hand as this group comes out with the Robbie Eggers, Lou Moore, and Mandeville.
Coach talking to Robbie Eggers about the play that we mentioned where he comes off. He's already established that he can hit the jump shot. Now's when you really have to use the shot fake, and that's what Coach is talking to him about. You come off the screen, shot fake, one dribble, and you go in for the layup.
Indiana dominating from the free throw line. Coach Knight now talks with Harris and Charlie Miller. More so to Miller. 4 points now for Uzinski. Indiana with a comfortable lead. Shouldn't really be throwing into Lindemann there on a full court press. He wisely gives right up. Here's a double team.
The guards have got to get back and get the basketball. Good job by Lindemann holding up, having a guard come down and get it.
Just beat the 10-second clock. Neil Reed, a layup is off. Lindemann right there for the board.
Good hustle by Todd Lindemann. Great drive by Neil Reed.
12 points now for Lindemann. Some pretty good offense out of the big center.
When it rains, it pours when you're in a shooting slump. Can't even make layups, but sooner or later he'll come out of that.
Emery Lewis missed, boy, 3 times. And finally, Athletes in Action able to get it in.
All because Indiana's going for the basketball rather than turning around, blocking people out, then going for the ball. Because of it, there was 2 additional rebounds right there.
Evans on top. Lindemann turns.
Oh, good pass right there. Now that's what he's looking for. He would have taken that shot with 2 guys on him a year ago. Right there, he turns opposite, finds the open man, Neil Reed, with the open 3-pointer.
Oh, good steal by Evans. He's going to have Patterson all alone, shoving the back by Uzinski. So count that basket, and that's the Union's 76th point of the game, but also a foul and a shove from behind. So you count the hoop, and Indiana will get some free throws. Let's watch that.
You're going to see it. Good defensive play right here. Brian Evans steps in, knocks it away, then he just kind of lays it out in front of Lou Moore. He gets in front of the Athletes in Action, Uzinski, who's trying to catch up. There's no way he's going to catch up. He shoves Brian Evans in the back. Because of it, they're going to call an intentional foul, I think.
Well, you know, there's the breakaway play. If a player's all alone for a layup, and you foul him, but the player here is Patterson with the shot. He's not the one pushed, but a blatant push by Uzinski. And so the referee's trying to interpret how to make this call. They're going to send Evans to the line without any players on the free throw lane. Becomes the 8th team foul, so it's 2 shots because of the intentional foul on Uzinski, and then Indiana should retain possession of the ball as well, which is why no one will be at the free throw line.
Brian Evans has a wonderful stroke at the free throw line. Nice job stepping up there and hitting 2.
Indiana by 31, and we'll be back with some more basketball after these messages.
At AutoZone.
Good go. Back in Bloomington, where Indiana leads 79-48. We're going to take a look. Watch Lindemann pop in the middle. Boom, he's going to get the ball, but he already has a good idea where Neil Reed is, who's cleared himself. That's the way you do it right there. Coach Knight will have to be very, very happy to catch it inside, look opposite, and find the open man. Excellent offense.
That's Indiana's only 3-point goal, as they're 1 of 4. Steal by Indiana. Here's Reed.
Oh, good pass.
He got it to Lou Moore. Long pass stolen by Reed. This team with good defensive pressure, this unit right now. Evans tried to post. Offense exploding. Lindemann, shot fake, layup.
Get that in.
Just off, but a foul.
Got to explode up to the basket. He's got to get that ball in the basket. Indiana doing an excellent job. You're going to see here on the last sequence, Indiana, Andre Patterson makes too many passes early. They're able to get it back. You can see they get it back right here at the end. Reed puts himself right in the middle. Great pass right there. And yes, sir, Lou Moore can jump. He's got some springs in those shoes.
Oh, Lindemann scoring the points tonight. Good form on that free throw line.
Lindemann in this offense can score points if he'll just put himself in the position to score the points. So many times he catches the ball, but the free throw line, he catches it so far down on the baseline, there's not anything to do with it. If he just catches it in the right place, all he has to do is turn and lay it in. He's going to score some points.
Jarman, boy, good pass inside. But comes back out long. 3-point shot met by Mark Pack. A couple feet outside the college line. 8 now for Pack. Good cut. Evans underneath. Reverse layup.
There we go.
Counted, and he's fouled.
Oh, I like to see him go up strong and have a chance at the 3-point play. Nice job of seeing Lou Moore handle the press. You can see he gets double teamed. He got double teamed at the half court line right here. He steps up. Patterson clears himself. Great pass. Patterson and Evans, couple of great passers inside. Evans uses his body, gets it up on the board, and has a chance at the 3-point play.
Not much time on that free throw, but nothing but net. 13 now for Evans, so he starts to lead this team in point production. May not be the leading scorer, but he's always got to be up there. Good give and go that time. Easy basket for Heidebrecht. Moore open underneath. That's where the bounce pass works, as Evans was able to get it through 2 defenders.
With any other way to get it there unless you lobbed it. He did a nice job of taking the additional dribble where he could get it around the defensive man. Great pass by Brian Evans.
10 for Lou Moore. Patterson stays away from Heidebrecht, and Heidebrecht gets that 3. Collision away from the ball, no foul. The crowd likes Lou Moore. He hasn't shown, I think, all the things he can. He's still trying to get used to this offense.
It's nice to see that he can step out and play that off guard if needed, though. He handles the ball. He doesn't seem to have much problem with it. Andre Patterson, a little bit of a forced shot. Great rebound by Evans, but that's one where Patterson needs to put the shot fake, as we talked about a little bit ago. He's established that he can hit the shot. Now is when they're going to start flying at you. You got to use the shot fake, get them up in the air.
Good dribble penetration that time. Highmark finally got the shot away.
Well, I can see why Highmark is their leading scorer. Whether or not you like it or not, he's going to continue to shoot.
And as they say,
he's looking to score.
He's your kind of guy, right?
He's never seen a bad shot.
Patterson leads with 12 points. Todd Lindeman comes over to the IU bench, as does Neil Reed. There's a good look at Evans. This game well in control now by Indiana. Good look at Highmark there. So Indiana has Eggers, Charlie Miller, Sharon Wilkerson, Lou Moore, Haris Mujezinovic in the lineup. Highmark hits both. High-low. Eggers tries to go inside, but Harris covered up.
Started with the cross screen.
Back cut that time. Eggers came back out then as he gave the release. And Charlie Miller got the easy hoop.
And who found him? But Lou Moore was playing point guard out there. He's able to find Charlie Miller. Nice to see that he's making the read.
Whistle away from the ball. Push on Charlie Miller.
Take a look at it. You can see Lou Moore. He sees it right here happening and delivers the pass. So many times you make that cut and the guy never sees you. You have to continue on. Nice job when the guy's able to pick you up.
2-on-2. Wilkerson goes to the middle. Harris just posted up on a fast break. Good passing there. Wilkerson tries a 3. It's off. And Lou Moore's going to get called on a rebounding foul.
That's a shot that Indiana's got to stick. It's a wide open 3-point shot, and it's a shot that they've got to continue to take, and they've got to continue to, and they've got to start making it.
Bob Knight now is 10th in all-time coaching victories. We mentioned he's behind Stewart. He's closing in on his good friend Don Haskins. He has 665. And the next man that he'll pass, Johnny Wooden, 664 career victories for Wooden.
Get up, get up.
Coach Knight needs 5 more victories to reach the legend, Johnny Wooden. Indiana's been in control of the game right from the start. And it should be a good tune-up for the 3-game series in Anchorage at the shootout. Jump ball this time as Lou Moore is tied up. Alternating possession, athletes in action gets it. It's 92-59, timeout. And we'll be back with more after these messages. Athletes in action team. Much better performance than last Friday against the Russian team, as Indiana's looked good both offensively and defensively. One thing they have to watch, I think, is the ability that athletes have driven down the lane. That's been the one negative in today's ball game, and that time Wilkerson gets beat.
Sharon has been the guy that continues to get beat. He's going to have to learn to square himself up. He's going to have to back off of the little quicker guy. You've got to contain that guy. You can't continue to put all that pressure on your defense.
When I first got here, Kitch, the defense for Indiana was to force that guy into the middle and then get help. And then coach, of course, changed that to force to the outside. Charlie Miller, a three-pointer from the outside.
And see, that time Charlie Miller stepped up. He hit the three-pointer. I think it was a pretty good shot. I think that Indiana, as I've mentioned all night and all year, I think Indiana has to step up and hit that shot. When they do, it'll open things up for them.
Well, one of the things we saw last year, Ted, was a real drop-off of three-point shooting. Also a drop-off of free throws attempted by Indiana. Sharon leaves with 6 points. And as we've talked today, that outside shooting sure can open up a lot of other parts of the game.
Oh, great hands by Haris inside to catch the ball. Nice pass inside, but he makes a great catch. He not only positions himself very well, he's got wonderful hands. You throw it in there, he's going to catch it. Nice job of putting it up and getting it in the basket. Now watch how he positions himself. He's the only one that can catch that. Sticks that paw out there, catches it, gets hacked, still able to go up strong and put it in and get a chance for a three-point play.
36-point lead now for Indiana.
Indiana's not a team that's ever going to shoot more three-pointers than its opponent in most cases. They're not going to be like a Kentucky that comes down and just continues to fire three-pointers. But I think they have to establish that they can hit the three-pointer when it is available. Last year, they got outscored by almost 250 points as Mandeville does a nice job posting inside. Again, Eggers, nice assist looking inside. You can't continue year after year to get outscored by 250 points from the three-point line and continue to expect to win.
Foul on Eggers, and that was over the three-point line, so 3 free throws by Mark Pack. And that's been an interesting stat as we've checked the press guy that's come out. Here's what Ted was referring to.
You look at the three-point line, you can see that the opponents attempted 555 in comparison to our 297. We'll talk about it more when we come back from the break.
Starting three-point shots, Ted.
The things you're going to look at here, the attempts by the opponent is always going to be more than Indiana. But the thing that you need to look at, last year's Indiana team only shot 36% from the three-point line. You can see the difference in scoring here is 558 to 321. We're a negative 237 points. Now, in most cases, Indiana is going to make that up from the free throw line. Last year's team only shot 66% from the free throw line. We only make up 68 points at the free throw line over our opponents, and you can see we're at a negative 169. Indiana, it's going to be very, very tough when they're at a 169 to win basketball games.
Haris with the rebound there. A lot of Indiana players in double figures, and I think that's good to see some balanced scoring.
What it boils down to is Indiana is not going to shoot a lot of threes. Usually the ones they do shoot, they're going to hit because they're going to shoot a better percentage. But they usually don't shoot 66% from the free throw line.
8 players, in fact, for Indiana now in double figures. Robbie Eggers a drive, but a good block.
You've got to protect that ball when you go inside. You can see he didn't protect it. He laid it right out there in front of the nose of the athletes in action, and they slapped it away.
Eggers dove on the floor for that ball. Uzinski checks back in.
Coach Hartman looking at Robbie Eggers saying use your left hand, and the reason he's saying that is that way he would have some protection. Charlie Miller's got to take advantage of the smaller man right there. He's got to use the board, and he's got to hit that shot.
He was having a hard time deciding whether to shoot off the glass or not. Missed that shot. High mark all the way in with a good layup. Under 2 minutes now. Indiana about ready to crack the 100-point mark. Rolls, gets the nice roll on that shot, and Indiana does at 101 now. His first 2 of the game.
He traveled, they didn't call it though.
Tough shot. Mandeville, easy board. Wild outlet pass.
Terrible pass.
Right to Jarman and 3-point. Boy, that'll hurt you in a close game.
You especially don't want to do those things at the end of a game when you're ahead 101 to 65 or 64, because those are the types of things that Coach Knight will remember as he walks into the locker room.
Make those early in the half, is that what you're saying? Then he gets down for the rest of the half.
You got it.
Eggers misses.
There's my man up there fighting on the boards. They're up by 40, and there's only a minute left, and yet he's still in there fighting for those rebounds.
It didn't take you long to pick a favorite this year, did it, kids? You went right for Harris the first couple times you saw him.
I just like the way he plays. He plays hard all the time. He's out there to prove a point, and so far he's done an excellent job in proving that point.
He's missed that first free throw here every time. He had a chance for a 3-point play and missed it, but he's come back and hit the second one. 12 points. And he does there, so that's got to be concentration. He gets so disappointed in that first one. He says this one's going in. He's able to get it. 3-pointer is off. Emory Lewis taps that out of bounds. Indiana has it. Under a minute now. And a full court press. Rolls has the ball knocked away, and turnover.
Indiana getting just a little bit sloppy right there. When he gets double teamed, he's got to have an outlet. Somebody's got to free themselves and help him out. He'll see plenty of double teams in the Big Ten this year.
Oh, good drive that time, but help as Harris forces that away. Good pass to Charlie, now to Chris. Rolls, reverses off, but Miller right there with the easy tip.
Good hustle by Indiana. Good left hand by Chris Rolls, going underneath the basket using his left hand. I guarantee Mujezinovic will come out with that ball. And
he tried to lead the fast break, got it to Rolls.
He's got big, strong hands. When he gets his paws on it, you can see a bad pass. Charlie Miller looking inside, didn't read the defense.
Nearly stolen. Indiana retains possession. 17-9 left. So shot clock is off.
Things are a little sloppy here in the last minute, but I think Indiana has played very, very well tonight. Looked like a much better team. They had a good idea of what they wanted to do, both offensively and defensively.
Who's going to get that last shot? Mandeville posting up. Eggers. 3 seconds. Charlie on a force baseline. He got the last 4 of the game, and Indiana pulls away 106-67 over Athletes in Action. Coach Knight and Sharm Sherman congratulate each other. We'll be back with more after these messages from